Hoka hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of March the 31st, 2023. How the Alita Army can help get a sequel. I am your host, the Muskogee Creek, and this week I am from Linville, North Carolina. And with us are Chaos Nova from Mentor, Ohio.
Thank you. Hello there.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty well.
Good. And from Arvada, Colorado, we have Do Not Stand By. How's it going, Do Not Stand By?
Yeah, well, it's pretty windy here. It's a good thing you're not here to experience the 30-mile-per-hour winds. I'm bummed that I can't go play basketball because the ball would probably be blown back with my face.
Oh, you don't play indoors?
No, I play outdoors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one thing about Colorado. It can get windy there, particularly in the late winter and early spring, can it? That can really go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're around here, I would invite you to the recreational center. There's indoor basketball if it's not being used by somebody. But this is up near Lake Erie, so it's quite a ways away, possibly.
Well, you guys at Lake Erie get some wind too, I bet, from time to time.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do. It's like
yeah.
The other side of the lake is Canada.
Well, we get wind here sometimes in North Carolina where my house is here, but there's a lot of trees here, so I mean it kind of helps out with that, kind of cuts that down on that. Whereas in Colorado, I mean there are trees there, but not near as many as there are here. So anyway, it is what it is, I guess. We just have to live with it. Okay, well, I think Angelus is going to be joining us a little bit later. I think he's off now. He works day shift now, so that rascal doesn't have any excuse unless maybe he's sick or he's just oversleeping because he's not used to getting up early in the morning on Saturdays, which is where it is now in the future. So, and just before we get into the main topic, just to remind everybody, sign the petition, and of course the petition itself, everybody on this stream, there's not a whole lot of you out there right now, as a matter of fact, but yeah, we added gosh, what 20 maybe signatures over the past week, and we seem to be chugging along at 20 to 30 a week, and it just keeps adding to the totals, which makes it better and better and better. I mean, every week it goes up. It may hopefully catches Disney's, catches their eye. Let's let them see how many people really want a sequel. So, but anyway, there's the website down there underneath it, and I don't know if that website, if I put that in the, I seem to forget this just about every year, or every week rather. And no, it's not in the description, so I'll have to go put it in there after the stream itself. Another thing too is that if you haven't had a chance to see Avatar 2 yet, go see that. In just a little over 3 months, of course, it's made over $2.3 billion. And it is now the third largest grossing movie of all time. So you remember how we were sweating whether or not it would make $1 billion? You remember that? We're way past that now. So, that thing has really been a successful movie. So
I was confident it would be around $1 billion. It's just that when they said the $2 billion, I was the only uncertainty. I mean, these films have a good thing going for them. They're relatively simple. There's not a complex mystery story at all.
Yeah, and it's a good story too. I think that's another thing that gets people. I mean, yeah, it's a understandable story, and it's entertaining. It's a good story. So, and of course the visual effects, which it won an Academy Award for, it was awesome. I mean, that it was just. You got to go see that thing in 3D if you can see it in 3D. But I would think that no matter how you see it, it's going to be an awesome. You're going to think it's an awesome movie, I think. But be prepared. Don't drink a lot of liquid before you go in there because it's 3 hours long. So yeah, my brother, when we went to see it, he made the mistake of drinking a whole bunch of stuff before he went in the movie. And I said, man, you're going to regret that. He did. He had to get up a couple of times to go to go to take his nature break, So, but anyway, yeah, go see Avatar: Way of Water. Excellent, excellent movie. So, Chaos, you've seen it, haven't you? Chaos, you there? No, I guess not. Do Not Stand By. Have you seen Avatar 2 yet?
I have not, but I'm going to buy the 3D Blu-ray for sure and
Oh, that's right.
have outdoor movie showings. So for those who didn't get to see it in 3D before, they can come over to my house if you're in the Colorado area.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be a good viewing. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You could maybe do well, you'd have to sit 5 hours, but you could do a double header on that thing, couldn't you? You could play Avatar: Way of Water and then Alita Battle Angel. That you have to be prepared to sit for a while, though. So.
Yeah, I do that, but since it has to be in the evening, we'd have to be willing to go late into the night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, go see this movie if you haven't seen it yet. Excellent movie. I don't think you'll regret it. And of course, I know why Do Not Stand By is not going to see it, because he's got to see it in 3D, and I can't blame him for that. So, I mean, it was an awesome experience to see it in 3D. I mean, gosh. See, I didn't see Avatar 1 in 3D. I just saw it in regular CinemaScope or whatever they call it now. And even that one to me was awesome, But this one, it knocks your head off. I mean, it's just, especially the underwater scenes. Oh my God! I mean, they were really awesome. So, and of course, the better this thing does, and it's already past expectations. It's going to improve our chances for getting that Alita sequel that we want so much. And speaking of which, of course, we do want to get a sequel. And we did a stream like this, oh gosh, it's been a while, I think maybe a year even. I can't remember how long it's been. And we did talk about some of this stuff right here, in that particular stream. Except back then, we did not have a movie, Avatar, and we didn't have as many signatures on the petition as we have now, So I think our it's more promising now that we've seen such a great number of signatures on the petition. I think when we did a stream similar to this, it's been a year at least. I think we may have had 160,000 tops, maybe 150, somewhere in that area. And since then we've added a lot. So, that's helped. And of course, Avatar hadn't come out. But there's a lot of ways that we can help Alita get her sequel. And as we said back then, certainly getting on social media and tweeting and.
Hey, Creek, do you mind if I mention what I said in the notes to you a while back about online video sharing? I'll wait for you to finish first, but I'll do that.
Well, that's all right. But no, we can get into that, because I tried to get into that document and I couldn't get in it.
I might as well just share it then. We'll finish that part here.
Okay. Here's Lee. How's it going, Lee? How's things going down there in Fountain, Colorado?
Not too bad. Sorry I'm late. I got wrapped up in working on chapter 25 there and lost track of time.
Oh, wow. Well, I understand that. No problem.
It's okay, Lee. I got like the last act of that fan film script I've got to finish too. Then I've got to send it over to Max.
Okay.
So did you want to share those notes now, Chaos, or you want to wait?
Okay, so here's the thing. There's a couple of things. It's really nice to see there's a lot of shorts, and we have this to start, and we have these podcasts to start with. That is great. The thing is, there's views. There's things that measure your audience on YouTube or measure the exposure a topic gets. One is the total views, but not all views are equal. Because I was talking with the YouTube staff last weekend. A longer video gives more audience hours per view. So what I'm saying is I'm willing to help other people build a longer form presentation video about stuff within the world of Battle Angel if they want my help.
Cool.
because
Yeah, that's right. If you
get
do
more audience hours. I'm working on Excalibur right now. I'm not going to finish it till after April 12th, tax day, because it's busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in pretty good shape there, Chaos. I think over the past year I've got like 31,000 hours of viewing hours. So
Good.
yeah, it's been quite a bunch, you know. So now, what like I say too, some of those hours are on copyrighted material, so I'm going to have to, you know, kind of weed out the stuff that's stopping me from, you know, monetizing if I want to monetize. You know.
Right. One of the things I did is I just do a how-to video on the side because I was figuring out how to make videos, so I shared information on video editing, and that's one of my how-tos that you can also look up. Anyone here can also look up.
Okay, so go to Chaos Nova's YouTube channel, you know, and you'll get all that good stuff.
I'll do a link to the playlist.
Okay, so yeah, put that in the private chat. Now I'll put it in the public chat. People want to go look at it. Okay, so we were talking about doing, you know, social media posts, and you know, and of course we got into doing videos on YouTube just then. And you know, it sometimes it's a bit much to do streaming for folks because if people have a hard time getting on a stream like this stream or Radio Chaos or one of Chaos Nova's streams or whatever because they're nervous or they're not, you know, they don't do well, you know, in front of others, you know, in terms of, you know, audience and stuff like that, that might be a little bit much. That's why we always try to on this stream is to put that link in the chat, and if you feel like it, then you can jump on and, you know, talk about Alita and jump off if you want to, so you don't have to get stressed out about it. But certainly, you know, you can do videos on YouTube, and don't be afraid to put them up too on a YouTube channel. YouTube channels are easy to start. You know, you go to YouTube, if you got a Google user ID and password, you could create a YouTube channel. And if you got Windows 10, I'm not sure about OS 10 on the Mac. I'm not sure about that one. But on Windows 10, you get Power Director. If you want to just put something together in Power Director, do it. Put that video together. I promise you, we will not laugh at you for that because we just love watching these. I love watching all these videos.
The best thing about now is that, like, macOS 10 also does it free too, iMovie.
Oh, they got iMovie? Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I got myself a Wondershare Film more because it has more functions that iMovie doesn't quite have.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, do those videos, and you know, you might say, oh, my first 2 or 3 videos are going to really suck, and they're not going to be good, and stuff like that. I don't think in those terms. I just like to see what folks are doing. You know, that's what, and I do like to see how you put a video together. By the way, here's a Chaos Nova's video. Just put that in the chat right there. Just click on that guy, you know, and it'll take you right to that video, and it's a how-to video. So there you go. If you're an artist, by all means, post that on social media. And that doesn't mean if you even just do AI art, you know, put that on there. I mean, there's been a lot of really good Alita artwork, AI artwork coming out recently, and it is phenomenal, some of it, you know. Now, some folks would say, wow, that's going to hurt artists and stuff like that. Well, it's, you know, it is AI, so it's not like, it doesn't have a style like you would see a human might have one, although I guess you could infer that it has a style. But anybody that's seen any of KranberriJam's artwork will know what I mean by that. You know, she has a very distinctive style, you know, of her artwork, and it is awesome. You know, I know because I got 5 pieces of art she's done for me from her, you know, because I really like that artwork a lot. But whether you put together artwork yourself, you're an artist, or you just get on like Midjourney or Lexica or one of those places and do a description and upload maybe a a photo or something like that that you would use as a foundation for it, do it and put that on there, because that really what that's doing is it's showing more and more support for Alita, and that's kind of what we're after here, and don't be embarrassed about doing this, because none of us are going to laugh at you for this. Nobody here is, that's for sure. Certainly buy and read the manga. Now, the manga, there's a lot of the manga. You've got certainly the Mars Chronicles, you got the original manga, and you got Last Order. So there's a lot to it, but it's really a great read, all of it, If you really like the movie and you've read the original manga and you read the Last Order, you'll see a difference, because Kishiro changed his style a little bit, and he changed some of the artwork. He makes Alita looks a little different, in that, but it's still Alita, But what that does is that one of the things that Disney will be doing is how many people actually know who Alita is. They're going to want to try to make that determination. And one way they would do that possibly would be to see how many people have bought the manga. And they got research people that can determine that, or at least put together a pretty good estimate.
Another thing I forgot to mention is that I'm also on the other video sharing platforms, two of them, Odyssey and Rumble. So if anyone wants to find someone else on Rumble who does Alita stuff, that would be me.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the more the merrier. The more Alita outlets we have.
And not just that, but if you wanted to connect Odyssey or Rumble to your, YouTube channels, or it just puts whatever you have on YouTube on there, that's free for another case.
Cool.
It's very easy. Like there's everything to gain, nothing to lose that way.
Yeah. Something I did want to mention too about streaming is that, like with StreamYard's an example, you don't have to buy a paid StreamYard account.
Right.
You could get a free one. All you got to do is sign up. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, you don't quite have the capabilities. You don't quite have all the tools and the capability with it that you would, with a paid account like I have here, But right. You can still stream.
Even with free, really. You do what Creek is doing here with the presentation slides. You just need to take a PowerPoint, turn it, export it as a PDF, and put it up. I'll do another tutorial video on doing that with StreamYard.
Well, I don't even do that. I just upload the slides. I don't export it to a PDF. I just upload them, because StreamYard will take PowerPoint slides. I'm not sure they'll take PDF. Maybe they will. I haven't explored that. So, but it doesn't matter. Even if you don't upload. We just lost do not stand by. If you do not upload PowerPoint slides directly to StreamYard, you can, display PDFs. I mean, it's just share screens, all it is, It's just more convenient if you do PowerPoint and you upload it directly to StreamYard. But anyway, that's another thing about doing streaming, And really with that, all you're really doing is just talking to friends. You're just talking to us, all of us in the Alita Army. We all want the same thing. We all want a sequel. And if you're like me, you not only want a sequel, you want some kind of more than a trilogy even. I'd like to see 6 movies. I'd like to see anime series and a live action series. Kind of like they did with Marvel. Marvel had that What If series. They also had some live action stuff, like, I guess, what was it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That kind of stuff was live action. I mean, and, that's kind of what I want to see. So the more support we can show like that, hopefully the more Disney will, kind of notice that. Oh, there's Do Not Stand By. He made it back. Yeah, we lost you there, didn't we? Do Not Stand By.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think the wind might have knocked out my internet for a little bit, so I'm back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry I missed the last couple of minutes, but I wanted to add that for those who might be on a tight budget or those who want to encourage others to try Alita out, my library has most of Alita's mangas, including the Last Order on digital. So you should check your library out to see if they have it. If they don't, you should request it, and that'll make it more accessible to the folks who are in your area.
Yep. Yeah, I went to the library near my house in Colorado, and they definitely have Alita. You know, they have not only that, but they have DVDs and Blu-rays. They also have it, you know, on machine readable format, you know, so, or computer based, you know, where you can access it, you know, at the library. So the manga and so forth. So yeah, that's a good point. Do not stand by for sure. Another thing you can do is you can like you're doing now, watch streams. You know, I mean, Radio Chaos, you know, we do a stream every Saturday. We do this stream every Friday. Sometimes we'll even do a special stream, you know, particularly on a special occasion, like say Angelus's birthday. We did one on my birthday. We did one, I think. We did one on Alita Day, which is, you know, September the 9th. Obviously, we did a watch party for the anime, I think it was last time. So by doing that, you know, of course, you know, YouTube is an example. If you're streaming from there or you're watching it there, they keep statistics, and Disney can research that too. Now, we kind of went over those first 5.
And that's the thing, though, is these streams, they have more watch hours than a regular short. I'm happy that we're doing shorts, though. It's very important too.
Oh yeah.
It's just that they're counting. It's the watch hours. One view on this is more than a simple short by a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And by watch hours, what Chaos is talking about, it's not just like you got a 3-hour stream, you know. But if you have a 3-hour stream and you got even like 5 people right here on it right now at this point in time in the chat, and say the stream did go 3 hours, which I don't think will go 3 hours a night, but let's say we did, that's 15 watch hours.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly.
So, you know, so it's a weighted type thing. It's not just 3 hours.
Right. So when you see the views, you're not seeing everything that YouTube sees. They're going to get more watch hours on this thing than it would on a short. But I'm going to say still do shorts. They're an easy thing to do, and I'm doing it occasionally because it's tough to do the hard editing for the Excalibur presentation about Alita, which would be pretty fun too.
Ah, cool.
But, you know, shorts are easy to make. YouTube even helps you make a short with your phone.
Yeah, shorts. Yeah, you're right about that. Shorts don't get you the watch hours like, you know, like a regular edited video or a stream does. But hey, every little bit helps. You know, I mean, it certainly does. It all comes together that way. So, and we talk
to make when you're busy, which is what I'm at right now.
Yeah. So, you know, about a little over a year ago, I guess it was, we talked about those first 5. You know, and we kind of batted that around a little bit. Now, the 2 we didn't go over was the last 2, writing letters to Disney. You know, I can't actually I don't think it'd be appropriate for me to put Disney's address up on a slide, you know, but you can Google it. You know, you just type in, you know, Disney headquarters, you know, and you put California in there and you'll get it. Or you could say Disney CEO, and it'll tell you who to write the letter to, you know, because I know I've written a couple of letters to Disney. You know, I never heard anything from them, you know, but because that's kind of the way they do fans, I think. But, you know, writing letters to them is certainly not a bad thing to do. You know, it's kind of old snail mail stuff, but, you know, hey, sometimes some of these old guys will read a letter before they will an email, you know, or a tweet, let's say, you know. And it's just another way to try to get their attention, you know, to make sure that they know that the movie has a following and that the fans want to see this movie, you know. So or want to see the sequel. And I think one of the things that, and I can't make any promises here, but just my gut feeling about this is that, if I was the head of Disney and I saw a big fan base like that wanted to see a movie, I would at very least start discussing it with people to see, well, how can we make this happen? Because if you remember way back even before I was in the Alita Army, back in February and March, I guess February is when it came out, of 2019, there was no Alita Army. I mean, Alita was just a film that got released, just like every other film does, first time, But not long after that, in March of 2019, that's when the Alita Army was born. Maxie and Dizzy and Starvellion, I guess, and there's a couple others I don't recall off the top of my head now. Dennis was another one. They actually put that together. And then, of course, Angelus, I think he came on in like September or October of 2019, I think it was. And then I think they did their first stream, Radio Chaos did, in December of 2019. And what they did was a review of all the Alita happenings for that year, and then of course you have to go watch that video, because I mean it's really funny, I mean these guys, you can see the Radio Chaos definitely was chaos, but you see they didn't know anything about streaming and they jumped right in, and started doing it, just started streaming, and just talking, and eventually they got better and better at doing streaming, as you keep doing something over and over and practicing and stuff like that, you're going to get better at it. And so now, we like to kid each other on Radio Chaos about it's chaotic, but it's a lot smoother now than it was at the beginning. And the same is true of this stream. The first 2 or 3 streams that Angelus and I did were pretty rough, I mean they were enjoyable, but they were definitely chaotic, and then as we got to doing this more and more, we got better and better at it, and the same thing would happen with you if you wanted to do streaming, and you could use the free StreamYard, or there's another one called Restream, and there's 2 or 3 others out there. Pick the one you want and stream that thing to YouTube, or stream it to some other platform that accepts streaming. And just, if all you do is talk about Alita, people will watch it, and of course that'll be just another data point for Disney to realize that there's a demand for the sequel. Any thoughts, guys? Chaos, Lee, or Do Not Stand By?
Nothing on my end.
Yeah, I wonder if we could put together a guide to writing a letter to Disney. So one that maybe has the addresses that people can mail their letter to, and then like a basic form letter that people can customize to their own tastes. That might make it easier for people to do it.
Yeah, put it on Google Docs or something like that, right? Or Google Drive, one of the two. Yeah, Google Docs would probably be easier. Yeah, I'm just making a note of that here. Okay.
I also get regular links where, organizations will ask you to write to your congressman. I mean, obviously, writing to a congressman wouldn't help, but if there's any electronic venues that might take notice, if there are a lot of people writing letters to them, maybe we could do something similar for that as well. And so we just have a form letter, and people can quickly customize it and then send it off electronically to media organizations or VIPs at Disney.
Okay, well, I took that as an action item for me. I will definitely put together a form letter, and it'll be rough, so you'll be able to at least see how it, how one would look, and I'll have the address and all that stuff in it, and put it in Google Docs, and then you can just okay, yeah, here's let me put this in from Chaos. You just put Okay, I just put this in the chat, so if you want to check that out, click on that link. So yeah, writing letters though does work from time to time. Now, you know, they've never responded to me. I've only written 2 letters to them. Maybe I should take that up again, but I will write. I'll put together a form letter, and then we'll put that thing up on Google Docs. That way people can just download it and, you know, make some minor changes to it and then send it, you know. Anything else? Chaos, you got anything else?
Like I said, I'd be willing to, you know, send things over Google Docs if people wanted me to contribute bits, because I know it's like a lot of parts to do a long form presentation video, but I can help. There's some examples of Giant Ice Day or myself. I've done 3 already.
Okay, cool.
Longer presentation videos. Again, they're like half an hour each. You can take a look at them.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, Creek, you've been commenting on just about all of them, so it's you've seen them.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us to our last item here. That doesn't mean we're ending the stream, but the last item on this list is the mass tweet. Now, I think you guys saw, those of you on Twitter did see that I put out a tweet, I guess, last Monday, I guess it was. And, you know, that on April the 2nd, that's going to be day after tomorrow, or if you're in the future, you know, like the Aussies, it'll be April the 3rd. You know, we're going to do this tweet. We're going to do this mass tweet. And our goal is to get, you know, enough tweets to where it trends. Now, how many that is, it depends on the tweet, I guess. I would like to see 20,000 tweets. Now, we may not get that, but I think you can trend on less than that. But anyway, what I put out there on the tweet was what you see there. Now, maybe this is something else I could put on Google Docs, right? I mean, that people can just cut and paste it or copy and paste it. Yeah, and that's right, Lee. Lee says their lack of interest in doing the Alita sequel is disturbing. There's no doubt about that. So, but anyway, as you see up there, that's more like a generalized format. You see at the top where it says pattern your tweet similar to this. So in other words, you know, if you want to say something like, hey, Disney, or something like that, you want to @ Disney, and then whatever you want to put in there, you put whatever you want about Alita, wanting to get an Alita sequel or whatever, and then you put the hashtag Alita sequel. Don't put another hashtag, just one hashtag, because if you put 2 or more, it's not going to trend, you know. So, let's see, what does Everest production say? Could probably go say, or if it wasn't for Disney merger. Yeah, that's true. You know, if they hadn't bought Fox, you know, we probably would have had an Alita sequel by now.
Yeah, it seemed to discombobulate things a bit.
Yeah, it did. Plus, I don't think Fox had the requirement of making $1 billion to do a sequel or whatever it was, or 800 million or whatever. You know, I mean, if Alita had made $1 billion, then we probably, either way, we would have, you know, we would have an Alita sequel. So even if Disney was, it's still, you know, if there hadn't been a merger, that is. And I'm gonna put another thing in the chat here if you guys want to take a look at that. But anyway, that you want to just use the one hashtag Alita sequel. And we want to put Disney's Twitter handle in there too, because we want to bombard their inbox. And here's the reason why we picked April the 2nd. Because on April the 3rd, they're having an investors meeting. So we want to get their attention before the investors meeting. That's kind of what we're about here on this one, okay? So
All
anyway,
right. So I sent the playlist links here. You could probably just put them in the description. It's what first is Giant Ice Day. I recommend him because he's been doing it for a long time. Then there's mine.
Yeah. So anyway, there's some examples. You know, hey Disney, please give us an Alita sequel. Please Disney, give us an Alita sequel. I want Disney to greenlight an Alita sequel. Put whatever you want in there. But make sure you put @Disney, and you can put some more. You can put @Disney Studios, @20th Century. You could put 2 or 3 of that Twitter handles, but you can only put 1 hashtag if you want it to trend. Now, if you remember, what was it, about a month ago, Alita sequel was trending by itself. We didn't even know what was happening, you know, and we started seeing that trend. Let me get Chaos's other. So anyway, there's Chaos's playlist. And we want to start this on April 2nd. You know, if we get a lot of tweets, you know, that's got to catch somebody's attention, you know. Now in the future, another thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about another thing we're doing too for Alita Army in just a little bit. But we also want to do at some point another mass tweet to get the movie studio, some movie chain or theater chain, to re-release Alita Battle Angel, you know. So we're going to kind of do that, you know, but not right now. We want to do this first. Then in the not too distant future, we'll do another mass tweet to say Harkins Theaters or AMC or one of them, you know, to re-release Alita Battle Angel. And you remember what happened, what, in 2020, I guess it was. Was it 2020 or 2021? I can't remember. It was 2020, wasn't it? Do you guys remember Chaos or Do Not Stand By? We got that re-release. I think it was 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2020, late part of 2020.
Yeah, it was October. That's right.
Yeah, it was when I was moving. That's what I remember.
Yeah, it was at the end of October because we were still in COVID. Because I remember when I went to see it, that was the only time I've seen Alita in the movies. There was only 4 people in there, you know, because it was COVID, you know, and we were all sitting in different places, you know, type thing. So, but we're going to do that again eventually. So, yeah, so get ready on this, you know, and that means if you know how to use TweetDeck, use TweetDeck, you know. Now, the thing about TweetDeck, I don't know if they've changed it now or not, but you can't use the same tweet. You can't repeat the same tweet over and over and over. You have to change something, you know. You could, and they just change some of the verbiage, you know, because if you use the same tweet, you just copy the same tweet over and over. It'll only trend one. They'll only tweet it one time. So anyway, just get in there and just tweet your head off, you know. Do 10 tweets. You know, do them one right behind the other. Even if you don't have time, you can only do 3 tweets. Do 3 tweets, you know, but we want to bombard them with this. We want them to see that we want a sequel, you know. And we're going to keep reiterating it to them until they give us one, damn it. That's what we're going to do. So any thoughts about this, guys?
Yeah, I'm curious about the spontaneous trending of Alita sequel a month ago. The people who did those tweets, are they not normally Alita Army? Could we potentially recruit them for April 2nd?
Well, what may happen, I think, when it's spontaneously generated is that they were probably Alita fans, you know, and I think it was after, I think it was while Avatar was, you know, really hitting it hard in the movies, you know, and it just kind of, you know, sparked another interest in another James Cameron film, and they, you know, I guess maybe a few of them said, what's this hashtag Alita sequel? What is this? You know, Alita Battle Angel. Oh, that's a James Cameron film. They probably looked at it, but that's just my guess. I don't know for sure how it started, but I would think that if that same group, they're not Alita Army per se. In other words, they're not. They're just they're Alita fans probably. Some are James Cameron fans, you know, Avatar fans. They see that start trending, they'll start adding to it. But yeah, I don't know who those folks are. There was a bunch of them, you know. So hopefully Disney saw that too. Yeah, we want Disney's social media. We want their social media team. We want them to see that, you know, by putting that at Disney in there, they'll see those things. You know, if they see a few thousand of them popping up, it's going to get somebody's attention, you know, because they do have to do reports. You know, if every big organization has a social media monitoring group and they see something like that, they have to report it to upper management. So, you know, a lot of times companies will do this to make sure that, you know, employees aren't tweeting anything negative about the company and stuff like that. But they would also see something like this. So, yeah, that's right. John Landau is a big help on that, JM. That's for sure. He gives us shout outs from time. So does Rosa, for that matter. She gives us shout outs too. And he gave us a big shout out when we put that newspaper article together, that thing in the LA Times. You know, it was just by pure luck he saw it, because he was flying back from New Zealand. And the first day that came out, you know, on April the 9th, he happened to be landing in the LA airport, LAX, and he picked up an LA Times and opened it up, and he saw the Alita ad we put in there, the Alita Battle Angel ad, and it just knocked his head off, and he talked about it at an interview after that. So people see this stuff. So any questions about this? So what I'll also do is I'll put something in Google Docs. Of course, it might be a tad late for that right now, but I'll still put it in Google Docs as soon as we get off, and you can go look at it. Anything else, guys, about this mass tweet? Any suggestions?
Well, I still haven't really even been able to get on Twitter, so I'm afraid I don't have anything.
Ah.
Yeah, every time I try to, it gives me a bunch of errors and won't accept any of my information.
God almighty, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do this on Facebook too. I mean, you can't tweets. You don't put tweets on Facebook. You put posts, you know. But you know, you can tag Disney on Facebook. They do have a Facebook presence, so you can definitely tag them on that, you know. And that's one of the things I'm planning on doing. Now, the thing about Facebook, they don't have TweetDeck or anything similar to that. You do one post and then you can do another one, but you got to do it manually, you know, every time, you know. TweetDeck, you have to enter it yourself too, but at least you can kind of copy a general form and then post it, change something, post another one, change it again, schedule it when it's going to come out, and just keep doing it, you know. And you could, the only thing about Twitter, I think you cannot do more than 1,000 tweets, something like it. Isn't that right, Chaos? Or I'm not sure. But anyway, I plan on doing one every 15 minutes the whole day on TweetDeck. So they're going to get like I guess almost well, I'll probably do a couple of tweets on my own too. They'll get 100 tweets just from me, you know. So you know, I want to bombard them. I want to make sure that they get the message.
Yep.
Any other thoughts about this, guys?
Just curious if people know the algorithm better than me, but if you retweet other people's tweets, is it better if you just retweet it without quote tweeting it, without putting your own comments on it? Or is it better just to retweet them, or do both, retweet it and then do a quote tweet as well?
I am not sure about that. I'm sure you could ask Professor Google. You could ask if a retweet or a post or a quote tweet actually contributes to trending. You know, maybe look at that. You know, Professor Google would know that. So, and Twitter's changed here recently too. It's a different animal now. You know, I've considered getting a blue check mark because they seem to give you some preference on that. So if you start doing tweets with a blue check mark, you can maybe get bigger visibility. I'm not sure. So Only cost $8 a month, so you know.
Well, maybe we should consider doing that for one of our official Alita Army accounts.
Ah, yeah, we got an Alita Army account on Twitter. That's for sure. Let me check that out. Let's see. I think it's just at Alita Army. I'd have to ask Tony or Staravellian. I'll have to ask him that tomorrow. Yeah, it's not showing, or maybe it's the Alita Army. Let me see. Yeah, the Alita Army. That's what it is. That is a great idea. Yep, it's got 5,273 followers. Okay. So any other thoughts about this mass tweet we're going to start tomorrow? Or not tomorrow, day after tomorrow.
Well, we've had a number of successful trending events, and we've had some celebrities chime in. Are there any thoughts about how do we get celebrities to take notice and maybe pitch in?
Yeah, you know, Elle Lamont and I follow each other on Instagram, so I could send her a message to tell her what's going on if she would, you know, maybe retweet or something like that, you know, on Twitter, because she does have a Twitter account, but she doesn't really do any tweeting. You know, she just kind of she looks at it, but that's about it, I think. You know. Okay. By the way, if anybody wants to come on, you got any other ideas, I'm going to put the link back in the chat, and you can jump on here and jump on that link right there, and we'll bring you into the stream, and you can contribute. You know, I promise you, we won't bite your head off. We're a friendly bunch here. So, look at that Angelus. He always gets on me about time zone problems, and look at him. So. Plus, I sent him Angelus. I sent you a link. must be too early down there in Aussie land, I guess.
So are media folks alerted to this potential tweet as well? Because maybe Cinema Blend.
Yeah, I can also. Yeah, Mike Reyes and I follow each other too, so I can always send him a DM. You know, so. About this mass tweet, you know, maybe he'll write a story or something. I don't know, whatever he can do, you know. I mean, he's in the Alita Army. I mean, he certainly likes the movie. So, you know, now he is pretty busy. I think he's picked up a new project. I can't remember what it was. And he went to, he went to California or somewhere. I can't remember where it was. And he went to this big to-do they had, and I can't remember what it was. I saw it on Instagram. So, Okay. Ah, JM says now the Elite Army on Twitter now has 5,274. He just followed him. So way to go, JM. Yeah, let me pull that up. I want to. So we'll. In case anybody's not following the Alita Army on Twitter, there it is. Yeah, Angelus. Yeah, it's a bit early for them in Australia. He's going to come on in a little bit here, I guess. Any more ideas about this Bass tweak, guys? Anything you comes into your mind to make this better or make it more effective? Remember, when you do this, you want to have at least at Disney, at least that. Now, you can put other Twitter handles like at 20th Century, at Disney Studios, you know, at somebody else, whoever. You want to tag somebody, you can do that, but only do one hashtag. Just do Alita sequel. Just do that. And I think a lot of those folks that had it spontaneous trending last time will see that, and then they'll start, you know, retweeting it, I guess, or tweeting about it or whatever. Okay, guys. What other ways can we do this? I think Do Not Stand By said he had a great, you know, he does those outdoor showings. You know, 3 or 4 people get together, you might say, well, that's not too many. But yeah, it does help, because 3 or 4 people then tell 3 or 4 more other people, and they tell 3 or 4 more other people. And it's like a geometric progression. You know, it gets to be a bunch of people after a while. So that's definitely a good way to, especially in 3D, because 3D knocks your head off. You know, every time I see Alita in 3D, it just blows my mind, you know, because it's such a, I mean, it's just so well shot, you know, and it looks like you're looking at something through a window, is what it kind of looks like to me, you know. So, and like I've said before, Do Not Stand By probably gets tickled when I'm watching it, because I can't keep my mouth shut, you know. So, you know, we want to hear the movie. Why don't you shut up? So that's probably the way it goes around there on that one. So, but any other ways, guys, you can think of?
Yeah, I'm fine with you talking a lot. It's like having a special commentary track over the movie.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, but it can get irritating at times, I imagine. Well, I'll tell you one thing we're doing. There's about 8 of us, and one of the things we're trying to do with the idea, you know, we got to come up with like a mission statement and objectives and stuff like that. But we want to accomplish this goal right here of getting an Alita sequel. And we you know, I guess Mandatory Carry actually kind of revived the idea here about 3 weeks ago of maybe starting an official organization. I mean, the Alita Army is an organization. Now, it's an unorganized one, but, you know, it's still a group, you know. I mean, we still definitely are. But he was thinking in terms of maybe like a company, you know, like a corporation, or, you know, something like that, you know, some kind of legal organization. We had one meeting on that. There was about 8 of us in it. And, you know, of course, one of the things that Alita Rave brought up was that, you know, what do we hope to accomplish here? What's the objective, you know? And, of course, you know, this was a brainstorming type of meeting, and we hadn't even thought of that, you know. But that's something you have to come up with. And one of the things we do want to do, an objective, of course, is to get an Alita sequel, you know, or to promote Alita in such a way we get a sequel. I mean, we'd have to come up with a wording for that, but we certainly would do it, you know. So that would be like, you know, a mission statement, if you want to think of it. And then, we could have a vision, about, just some information about Alita, the Alita universe, something like that, and then a list of objectives that we want to achieve. But we just had one meeting. That's it. We had no more than that. And we had some pretty good discussion, but we didn't come out with anything super concrete at this point. But we are going to have another meeting. It'll probably be when I get back to Colorado week after next. We may do one next week, but I got kind of a lot to do around here in my house in Linville. But we may do one like Wednesday or something like that. Next Wednesday or Thursday for you folks in the future. So, anybody got any other ideas? What do you guys think about an Alita organization? I know, Lee, I think you were in the meeting. I don't know if Do Not Stand By, were you in the meeting? I don't remember.
I'm not sure if it's the meeting that you're thinking of, but I was in the one where we were talking about raising money for prosthetics. And
yeah, we did. Yeah.
I'm really into that. I think that would be a great idea to make it a charitable organization, but also with the mission of promoting Alita Battle Angel, since probably more than any other movie, it shines a spotlight on those who need prosthetics.
The League of Extraordinary Cyborgs. Yes. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was a good discussion. Do Not Stand By, because remember, one of the things I think we said we were going to do is start a GoFundMe, for that, and then get back to Open Bionics. I actually created an account on Open Bionics. Excuse me. Plus Tony actually has dealt with them in the past. So we got folks that know how to get to these guys, But that is real good right there, and especially if we promote that, kind of like we did the last one. We got that hero arm for that little boy, because I know that I guess Tilly, Lockie, and Vladi and I were on that. I came on the stream after, but Tilly and Vladi were, they were part of the live stream, and then after that we had an after stream that I got on.
I was thinking, do we have to limit it to just prosthetic arms? What about legs as well?
Yeah, well, whatever Open Bionics does, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they do completely like that. I know they 3D print these these appendages,
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be just prosthetics. So I mean, we could do a GoFundMe and feed the hungry. I think they did that one time back in 2019 or something like this.
I'd actually put out a idea to Maxie, I think it was, but I wasn't really sure what to do with it. There was a woman that was shown on a channel called Invisible People. It's a channel by a guy who himself had been homeless for a while, and he basically gives voice to homeless people. There was one woman who lost both of her legs to frostbite.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe on occasion something like that to help out someone who is both homeless and lost a limb for some reason, or just homeless, or what have you.
Yeah, something like that to help people. Now, one thing we do want to do is stay away from any political stuff. I mean, that's going to alienate people if we start doing that stuff. So, in other words, we don't want to become a political action committee. We definitely don't want to do that. The Alita Army has got a pretty diverse set of, I guess, ideologies in terms of politics, and that's okay with me. I mean, everybody on this stream knows what my politics is, but I have no issue, with some other folks that have different politics from me, in the Alita Army.
Yeah, I think anything that basically just helps people in need seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. So anything else, guys, that you can think of other ways? Because we got that, doing that GoFundMe stuff. We've done a couple of them. Let's see, I can't remember what the first one was. The second one we did for Do Not Stand By's friend, and then he didn't feel comfortable, with taking charity type money. So what I ended up doing is giving it to UNICEF, And we could do something like that. We could do a GoFundMe and give the money just for the idea. We're going to give this money to UNICEF to say, help the children in Ukraine, you know, something like that. That's what I did with the money before, you know. So any kind of charitable thing like that, I think is going to be a great idea. And if we promote it, you know, people will see it, you know.
It'd be great if we could get somebody from the folks who made Alita Battle Angel to be involved with having in-person events, promoting the movie, but also promoting the cause to raise money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do know Elle Lamont said that she would, you know, she would help in a limited way. She's not going to, you know, I mean, she's busy. You know, she's not going to be able to, you know, devote, you know, like 2 or 3 weeks of her time or whatever like that, because she is busy, you know. But she said, hey, she'd do what she could, you know, so that's good, you know.
Any chance that somebody from the cast or the staff might be at the Comic-Con that we're going to have in Colorado Springs?
I don't know. I'll have to look at that. And, you know, that's I'm glad you brought that up, Do Not Stand By. One of the things that I looked into here, I guess it was last week, is could we set up an Alita booth at the Comic-Con? Well, unfortunately, all the booths have been taken. So,
yeah, you have to get them reserved for, like, I think a year in advance or something like that.
That's right. Now, what we are going to do is I have a friend of mine that does T-shirts, and I'm going to have him print up. See, there'll be Do Not Stand By, Lee, myself, and maybe Alita Rave. He kind of travels a lot, so you know, he may not be able to make it. But I thought if I made 4 T-shirts, then you know, what we do is like put, you know, kind of like that T-shirt Star of Alien has. It has Alita Army on the front of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll put on the sleeve 99, you know, and just show up, you know, at the Comic-Con, because these people at Comic-Con, you know, they come dressed cosplaying, you know. Now we won't be cosplaying, but hey, if they can dress up in these outfits like they do, and some of them are pretty inventive, certainly a T-shirt's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then people see Alita Army, you know, and we could put like Alita Army on the front, 99 on the sleeve, you know, a short sleeve shirt, because it's going to be in August. In Colorado, it's hot in August. It's the end of August, I think. And then on the back, we'll have Alita Battle Angel, you know, and just wear that, you know, something like that. And maybe, I don't know, we'll have to come up with a little design for that. But, you know, I thought maybe, you know, maybe something that's definitely visible, you know, on the front, you know, that says Alita Army. So people say, what's this Alita Army? Of course, some folks are already going to know what it is, but there will be some there that don't know what it is, you know. So, and I think another thing we're going to do, I'm going to do, good idea, Angelus. Yeah, put like 99 on the back. Yeah, kind of like a football jersey. That's right.
Hey, why don't make it look like a motorball jersey?
Okay.
I was just thinking, it was like look like.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can certainly talk about that at the next meeting, because we are going to have one.
Okay.
It's going to be a Zoom call again, but yeah, well, people know what motorball is. That might be the thing we want to talk about. You know, I guess if we put Alita on everywhere, I guess they'll know what it is. But
it'd have her name on it and blaze in the front, like the one that Gerhard was wearing in the locker room.
Yeah, she had.
It had Kanuba's name on it, but we, you know, have Alita's name on it in big letters. And
yeah, Alita 99 on the front. Yeah, we could do something like that. Maybe a purple jersey.
Purple with maybe gray or silver trim. Kind of like her motorball body.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Maxie will want one. He'll want one of those T-shirts. Yeah, we can definitely do that, because I do have a friend that works in the mall there at up in Littleton, you know, that you know, that he does T-shirts, you know. So he's done a couple of T-shirts for me already. Well, he actually did them for he did one for me, and then my nephew got me a couple, you know. So anyway, the plan is though is to get past these T-shirts out, and you make sure you get the right size and everything, because you know if you're like 5'6", you don't want to have a double extra large T-shirt. You know, I think it'll swallow you. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, then just go to the Comic-Con. You know, and these Comic-Cons are fun. They're not. You know, I mean, I haven't been to one since 1991. I went to a Star Trek convention once, so it was hilarious, you know.
I've never actually been to a Comic-Con of any kind.
Well, it's like a regular conference. They have breakout sessions and they have plenary sessions and stuff like that.
I've never been to a regular conference before either.
So. Well, this will be a learning experience for you then, Lee.
Yep.
So that'd be good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my client does conference every year, so you know it's pretty. They're pretty similar, you know, except of course one's about comic book stuff and movies and stuff like that, and the other one's about business stuff, you know. So, but they're similar in their way they're executed, you know. Now, last night, Kraken and I went to a brew pub, you know, down in Gastonia, and it's our favorite, her and I and Rido's favorite, you know, brew pub, and it's a microbrewery. And she told me that there was a Comic-Con or something like that in Charlotte, North Carolina, in mid-June. So what I'm thinking is I might try to hit that one too. You know, she says it's not as, you know, they do booze, but she says you can also get just like a table, you know, and put it out. You know, you don't have to, you know, necessarily just have a booth. You can just have a table and put whatever you want on there. So in that case, probably what I would do is maybe come here, you know, maybe a couple of weeks or so before the Comic-Con, and maybe buy some DVDs and Blu-rays. I don't know how many people use DVDs anymore, but some people may not have Blu-ray players, so you know that might be the whole thing. And a Blu-ray player will play a DVD, so I think you're in good. You know, if you have both, you know, you're in pretty good shape, I think. But, you know, and then just hand them out, you know, and then maybe do a drawing for you know, one of those little Alitas or something. I don't know. You know, people put their name in the fish bowl and you just draw it out, you know. So, you know, and then post their name. Hey, you won this little Alita, you know, something like that. So. Okay, any other ways we could do this, guys?
I'm going to be sure to include video game footage because now I'm doing the English translation. I'll do more when I'm not busy on work.
Okay. Yeah, go
Other than that, I'll be checking out of this one in a few minutes.
Okay. Yeah, go to Chaos's YouTube channel and watch him play some of those Martian memory games. It's kind of neat.
I'm going to be including excerpts from it because it's English translated now. So, key moments, anyways.
Okay, let's see here. I think I've done the. Did I do Chaos Note? I did your Alita presentation playlist. I think I did. Okay, the Gundam Martian everything.
We'll put it into the description when you edit the stream later.
Okay, I'll have to copy them all before we get off because once you close the stream, you know that I think the private chat goes away. I think so. I'll have to copy them all. I think that's what I'll do right now. I'll copy them all and put them in a text file. There we go. I got them. Another way, of course, you know, is to certainly, what we got here, Chaos, did you put another one in there? Oh, Chaos leaving, that's right, okay. You know, it's kind of, when you do go to YouTube, like and subscribe, you know, to the Alita Army channels. You know, I mean, I don't mean the Alita Army channel, I mean, anybody in the Alita Army that has a YouTube channel, like and subscribe that, because that drives the numbers up, and what it does is that certainly if Disney goes and starts doing some research, they will see how many Alita Army channels there are, and they'll see how a total number of subscribers and stuff like that. So when they do research, they'll see that, hey, there's quite a following for this movie, So just another idea there, I think. Can you think of anything else, Lee, and do not stand by?
Not really.
Yeah, now we are going to have another organizational meeting, the 8 of us. So we'll probably at one of my next streams, we'll come up with a kind of a report for everybody for what we did, So, and then be on the lookout for that, God, I was thinking of something else, and I kind of thought of it while I was saying what I was saying, and then I forgot it. So,
hate when that happens.
Well,
yeah.
while you're thinking of it, I just want to pick up on the video game idea that Cass brought up. There's been, I've heard a lot of fans clamoring for a video game for Alita, and I'm wondering if there's a potential for a video game that we could mod. They call them total conversion mods, where
yeah, I was thinking of
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077, but
Yeah.
there are probably a number of other options as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to do a total conversion mod on this old game. It's called Eradicator. And there's a female character in there that's kind of like it's an alien, and she looks like a cross between a cat and a human, basically. But I thought, God, I wonder if I could get a skin for Alita on that character, but that game is not set up like the modern games.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the character looks is set up in the dynamic link library, which you cannot do anything with, really. So, I don't know, but I'm still playing with it, to see if I can pull that off, but that'd be pretty cool to see Alita in that game, because in that game you can build your own levels and have Alita fight like 99 different, enemies, something like that, So, another thing I did forget too is be sure you read Maxie and Lee's fanfics. I will dig those up and put those in the description as well. The websites, they have, or the URLs, they're really good reads. I haven't had a chance to look at it this week. When I came back here to North Carolina, I haven't been here for 9 months because of my dog. He had cancer, and I had to kind of hang in there with him, And well, I didn't have to hang in there with him. I wanted to. So, but anyway, I came back here and there was a lot of problems. So I've been busy with that. Like, for instance, my heat pump went out on the downstairs. So, so anyway, I've had to get an estimate on that, and a guy came out and all that stuff. And then
I was just going to say, I had somebody leave an interesting comment on my archive of our own. Apparently they thought it silly of me to have Jason being 50 years old because he's too old to do anything, according to them.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently.
You mean they don't think that somebody over 70 could be a powerlifting champion?
I guess not.
Yeah,
well, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's right. So
he's 50 years old. He's too old to do anything. I'm like, I don't.
Well, first of all, if he's a cyborg, no, because he's gonna be a cyborg. I think. Now, I haven't read the next chapter yet. Chapter 9, I guess it is.
8,000.
Yeah. Oh, Angelus. Yeah, 8,000's too old. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Angelus, you turkey. But yeah, he's. I have a feeling. I haven't read past chapter 8 yet, but I have a feeling that Ito's going to figure it out. So and get him moving, I guess. So So anyway, it's going to be. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what what's causing his body not to talk to those cybernetics. That's
Yeah.
going to be kind of an interesting little take you got there. So.
Well, I did leave a bit of a clue when Ito first tries to hook them up, and he says something to the effect of, it's almost as if, according to the cybernetics, Jason doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's right.
And another hint in that none
yeah.
of Ito's medical scanners were picking up Jason either.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't figure it out. So I think he will, though. He's a pretty smart cookie.
Oh yeah. Well, he does figure something out eventually. It just takes a few clues for him to start piecing things together, and he starts to realize that there's what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see too how he and Alita and Gearhead come to grips with the fact that he's from the past. I suspect what may have. Don't tell me if I'm right or wrong because I want to read it. But one of the things I suspected is when he went through the time portal, that it did something to his physiology. That's just one of the things I thought of, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I've been having a hell of a time working on, because they're in a bit of a disagreement over some things, and I've been trying to make sure to have it so that, both sides are somewhat, not relatable. Basically, that the reader could see both sides of the argument. So not necessarily both wrong, they just both have their own viewpoint that they believe very strongly in.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a real short stream, I guess, tonight, but did we miss anything, guys?
I'm actually going to try and get in touch with someone who was part of the inspiration for my story. A young woman by the name of Footless Joe is the name she goes by on YouTube. And she actually lives here in Colorado Springs. She's an amputee herself. I was going to ask her for maybe some advice on how we could put together a effective GoFundMe to help a amputee, to more effectively help someone who is an amputee. There might not just be limbs that they need, because she's done some shorts on some of the equipment she needs to use her prosthetic leg. And some of the things are the special socks that go over her limb.
She's got a YouTube channel, doesn't she?
Yes.
I've seen that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Footless Joe.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I even gave her a shout out in the intro to my story, but
cool.
I figured she would be someone who might know some additional stuff that a amputee would need, so it wouldn't just be the limb itself, but some of the equipment that surrounds using the limb.
That's a good idea. Because I know those hero arms, I think, cost like $12,000, I think, or something like that. I'll have to ask Star of Alien,
but yeah, she had a short she put out, and it was about when she said, and she basically said it was, thank God I've got all this insurance, because she itemized out all the things she uses just for the one prosthetic leg she's got. And it was like $70,000 worth of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
It might take us a ton of money, a ton of time.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that would be something we could look at. It's like, what items could we, do a GoFundMe for to help, mitigate some of that cost?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the whole thing, but, maybe a part of it.
Yeah, that's right. I think Open Bionics has I think they keep a list of people, that are in need, but maybe not quite have the financial, how would you say, resources necessary. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep meaning to get in touch with her. It just says I'm not really sure how to go about that.
Yeah.
Because she's got an email, but it's for like business propositions or something like that. And I'm like, I don't think this counts as a business proposition. It's just I'm asking for advice or something. And I don't want to just, clog up her official email with stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. Anything from you, do not stand by, you can think of that we've missed that we can do to help get this sequel?
Well, I'm trying to think of ways that maybe we could tie the re-release of Alita in theaters with raising money for charity as well, and that would give people even more motivation to want to go see it.
Yeah.
Especially if they didn't see it at all the first time, or haven't seen it since it got out on Blu-ray and digital.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing I just want to remind everybody of now is that, well, not that one, that one. I'm going to put together a Google Docs. I'm going to do it after we get off the stream here. And actually, I might even put it in the description. That'd probably be better, because Google Docs, you got to give them access, and if a bunch of people log on, I'm not sure I can give them all access before the mass tweet event. So what I'll do is I'll put what you see right there. I'll put that down in the description, and so if you come back and look at it, you just go down to the description, and you can copy some of that stuff, so the description will have basically, well, what you see there, that's what it'll have. So what is this David Alexander saying here? Sorry, they count these chapters. Oh, that is one other thing I wanted to say too before we go. Now, I'm not as good a writer as Lee or Maxie, but what I am doing is I've got, you guys probably, those of you that were on the stream some time ago, I wrote a short story about Alita and the Badlands.
And I always feel funny when you put me up there with Maxie. I think he's a better writer. He's like a professional, isn't he?
You're a damn good writer, Lee. I think you're good myself, but because I'm enjoying what I'm reading now in your fanfic. So
I appreciate it. But
anyway, yeah, I'm doing one, and mine's going to have visuals in it, and it's also going to be a narration type thing, So
sort of like a audio graphic novel type thing.
Sort of. Yeah, and I'll be using some existing artwork and stuff like that. I might even do something like AI art, instead of some of the other art, or maybe.
Well, if you can get some good environmentals from the AI art, you could probably also Photoshop, Alita into them as well if you can't get a good Alita thing from it. Yeah.
Well, I think the way I've got it put together is just the visuals are just to kind of key the brain, to thinking.
Sort of set the mood, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so and then of course your brain will do what it's got to do to fill in the back end.
Yeah.
So anyway, and it's not near as long as Lee's or Maxie's, but it's going to have a narration, and each character is going to have their own voice. And I was kind of holding off on it for a while because I wanted to get Kraken to do Alita, but she is so busy. I mean, she's. But what I am doing now is I've got some AI voices, so I'm going to kind of dub them in, And I'm probably going to come up with this in the next I'll be finished with it next 2 or 3 weeks. I've already got it part done, or halfway done almost now. So, and it's not a trivial task too, by the way. So it's taken me a while to put this together, but be on the lookout for that, and I'll make sure I promote it. So hopefully that'll key some people and say, oh, wow, this is a pretty good story. I wonder what this Alita Battle Angel thing is. Maybe they'll say that's the goal anyway. So.
Now that you mention it, I've been hearing discussions about using the AI art to do concept art, and then using the concept art to actually create anime-style videos where you use a human to give the AI the initial base reference, and then you can turn it into what looks like anime. I'm wondering if anybody would be interested in doing a project like that, using AI art as concept art, and then using this AI anime technique to create scenes from the manga.
Oh, I'd be very interested in that myself. The one thing we have that you got to make sure you put at the beginning of all this stuff, and like Lee and Maxie have done, like I did on mine, is you got to make sure that you put the disclaimer on the front that says, hey, this is not part of, any of the IP or any of the content for Alita Battle Angel owned by Disney.
And make sure you let them know that it's owned by these individuals, not making a profit from it. I own nothing from it. It's just a fan thing, that kind of stuff.
And I put on mine, it's just a fan-made story for fun, is what I put on mine. So, you know, up in the introduction, you know, or the forward, I guess. So, but yeah, you want to make sure you do that, because I mean, you can get in big trouble, you know, if you try to present it as yours. You know, they're not gonna, Disney's not gonna take too kindly to that, I wouldn't think. So,
yeah.
And it looks like.
Well, that's where the silver lining might come in of them not seeming too terribly interested in paying attention to Alita, is if you do end up going a little, maybe not far enough on it, they won't take any umbrage at it because they just don't seem to care. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, if, say, any of our stories catch on and we start getting a ton of views, I mean, a ton of them, they'll say, what the hell? You know,
I think Maxie's got the best bet of that. He's got quite a few people looking at his. He's got like hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Everest Productions Mid-Journey is damn good. I haven't tried that one yet, so I've been using mostly Lexica, I guess. Lexica's pretty good. What I like about it is you can upload photos and then give it a description that gives you a fairly good, some better than others, but I bet Mid-Journey is better. I think that's the gold standard, I think. So that's probably, I'm going to start using that too, probably. So. Okay, guys, did we miss anything? It's going to be a short stream, but you know, well, not too short, hour and a half, I guess. So, and as you can see there, Alita does love her Uncle Creed. So, yep. So anyway, if you got any problems with it, you see what you're dealing with. You got one on each side with a Damascus blade, and the one in the middle's got that plasma weapon. So you know, you don't want to argue with them.
Yep.
So. Okay. Anyway, this is our queen right here, of course, and you know, she is #1 in the Creeks book, Jack. I mean, she is a really good actor, and you know, I think as time goes on, she's going to get some more and more recognition. I mean, she is great. It's definitely brought Alita to life, and I just like the expressions she does, and she's not limited that to Alita. I mean, in Undone, it's a similar thing. She was really good in Undone, you know.
Yep.
You know, and just a great all-around actor, you know. And I tell you what, as the Creek always says, it don't hurt that she's pretty, you know, because she is, you know. And of course, just a shout out to Elle Lamont and Jesse Fisher. You know, they made Screwhead come to life. That's for sure.
Yep.
You know, and we certainly in that sequel, we want Screwhead to come back. So all three of these ladies will be in the Alita sequel. That's kind of what the Creek wants, you know, and hopefully Disney will make this happen. Disney, damn it, yeah, get off your rear ends and let's get this sequel going. Any last thoughts, Lee, or do not stand by?
Look forward to our Twitter trending on in a couple days. So I'll see you on Twitter.
Yeah, and go check out my my Twitter account too, because I think, let me check that thing. I think I've got that thing on. Yeah, I got the mass tweet. Now you can't copy and paste it there because you don't want to get the hashtag and all that. But I do have a JPEG attached to a tweet on it on my Twitter page, and that'd be. Just type in Creek Indian, you know, or you could type in at Muskogee Creek, either one, and you'll see it. I got it pinned to my profile, so you'll see it. So let me share the screen just so everybody can see it there, because I want this thing to go. I want us to get Disney's attention on this. Now, why is this not working? Come on.
Well, while you're doing that, Lee, just curious, do you have a Gmail account?
I think I have a Gmail account. I cannot remember what it is, though. It's been so long since I've used it.
You might want to try just reactivating your Gmail account or create a new Gmail account. And I'm able to use Twitter with my Gmail account, and it doesn't give me any issues. And
Huh,
maybe
okay.
that's a way that you can get onto Twitter.
Okay. I'll give that a try then.
Okay, there's my, do this. I guess you guys can all see that. There's my Twitter profile right there, and you can see I got the mass tweet for April the 2nd. I got it set up, so if you have any issues, you don't, what did he say to put on that? Just go to that. I'm also going to put it in the description down there, and I'll put little borders around it so everybody will see it, you know.
Yeah, and when you try signing in, Lee, use the option that says sign in with Gmail, and then they don't give you the typical checks that you normally have to do if you just use another email account. For Gmail, they just assume that if you got a Gmail account, then you're good.
Ah. Okay, guys. Anything else?
Nope.
All
Yep.
right.
Have a great weekend. You
betcha. Well, just one more thing before we go to is tomorrow on Radio Chaos, it's going to be another manga reading. I think Maxie's going to be the host. Angelus and I will both be on that one. I think Staravellian's doing the managing the stream, so we'll have all four of us on there tomorrow.
Okay.
And you know, this is the, you know, just a continuation of her motorball experience. So we're still in the motorball arc. So this is going to be a pretty good reading, I think. Of course, any reading of Alita is going to be good. So that's the way that works. So join us tomorrow, roughly 22 hours after the start of this stream, I think. 23 hours, maybe. So anyway, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. GMT.
Okay.
So why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it and I'm running the stream. And to paraphrase Gawishka, I am only here for our girl and the Alita Army.
Yep.
And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl. And we want our girl to get that damn sequel. That's what we want. So come on, Disney, let's make it happen. You know, God, I mean, Cameron made you $2.3 billion or gross $2.3 billion. So, I mean,
yep, you owe him.
Well, the whole thing is, you know, particularly if he takes a little more active hand in Alita, I don't think I don't think he would probably direct it. He's going to let Robert do that, Robert Rodriguez. But yeah, but I think if he was a little more active in it, maybe. He was kind of active in it before, but, you know, I don't know. Just, you know, get his name on it more or something. I don't know.
Do something with it.
Yeah. And then, you know, convince Disney, said, look, I'm going to make you at least $1 billion on this. You know, hopefully they'll say $1 billion, huh? All right. You know, so anyway, hopefully that'll happen, you know, so we get that sequel. So, okay. So I guess, nothing else to say here, so except for our call to action. Of course, that will be on my count of 3, and that would be 1, 2, 3.
Film those sequels, baby.
All right, so we'll catch you tomorrow on Radio Chaos, and next Friday or Saturday, depending on what day, what side of the world you're on, for the Alita live stream. So we'll see you later.
Take care.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita livestream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.